Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Luke and I talk about perfumes here on this channel, mainly designer, vintage, classic perfumes, but also other kinds of perfumes as well. Today I'm doing a video on powdery perfumes, and powdery is one of those fragrance terms that's very hard to explain. If you're new to perfume, you'll probably find it very confusing because people don't really agree on what powdery means. Some will tell you that powderiness comes from certain notes, iris, violet, heliotrope, musk, aldehydes and so on. And that's true, but for me, powdery is more of a sensation and a texture rather than a specific note. Powdery scents are soft, velvety, comforting, and they often, but not always, have a vintage vibe to them. So in this video, I'll be sharing some of my favourite powdery scents. These are not straight up powder, these are florals, vanillas, different kinds of scents that all have a very strong powdery accord. Accord is what we call powdery in perfumery. So with that out of the way, let's get started. The first three scents are what I like to call powdery vanilla florals, because that's exactly what they are. They're florals from the 90s, classic florals, with a strong backbone of powdery vanilla and musk as well. Classique, 1993, gorgeous, glamorous, sophisticated, elegant, boudoir vibes for sure. Chanel Allure, this is peach skin, vanilla, and nondescript florals. I can't really pinpoint the exact florals used in this fragrance. Obviously we can look up the notes, but what's the point? I want to talk about the feel of these scents, the sensation I get from these. And this is Allure EDP. It says Oriental Vanilla. It's not really Oriental Vanilla. This is floral vanilla, but also very powdery. Not in the opening. The opening is citrusy. And the most powdery of all three is probably Poeme by Lancôme. And this is really poetry. This scent is poetry. This is florals galore. You've got at least 15 different florals. Soft, ethereal mimosa, backed with lots of vanilla, lots of sweet tuberose, lots of ylang ylang, and a hint of amber and tonka bean for sweetness. This is absolutely stunning, and it is very powdery. You have to like powdery scents to enjoy this one, and you have to like classic florals. Another floral from this same category that comes to mind is Amarige de Givenchy, but I don't own it at the moment. The next scent is Lolita Lempicka from 1997. Although not the original one, I adore this scent. This is the 2021 version. This is just a travel spray, but I will be picking up a full bottle as soon as this runs out. This is a soft, spicy, sweet, powdery, violet vanilla scent with cherry as well. I don't get a ton of cherry, but the cherry definitely is there. You get the licorice as well. We have to like licorice in order to like this scent. And the anise, the orris root, the vanilla. Gosh, this is just delightful. Lolita Lempicka, 1997. Try it if you haven't already. I'll need you to keep an open mind with this one, because this one does look like something. The bottle is ridiculous, but the scent is stunning. This was created by the same perfumer that created Hypnotic Poison and Lolita Lempicka, Anique Menardo, and it was launched in 2008. This is the epitome of a powdery scent, in my opinion. It feels to me that it could be duping Allure, the original Allure, because it does give me that vibe as soon as I spray it on my skin. But it also reminds me of Noah by Cacharel. This is just a nice powdery, musky scent. It's got almond, iris, rose, violet, all the usual suspects. But it doesn't really smell like any particular note apart from musk. This is a nice musky scent, and it is very strong. When you put this on in the morning, it will last all day. It does last all day on me. Is it a dupe for Cacharel Noah or Chanel Allure? Not really, but I would call it a smell-alike. So Twin by Azzaro, and the bottle, despite how hideous it is very sturdy and well made, great quality bottle. The next scent is Cerruti 1881, and this is a powdery floral with a herbal, aromatic, even slightly green twist to it. It's got chamomile in. Chamomile is a very unusual note these days. I don't really know any other chamomile perfumes apart from Mémoire d'une odeur by Gucci, which is kind of an odd scent. I didn't like that one. So what makes this scent powdery? Well, the usual suspects: iris, rose, violet, more iris, vanilla, musk, sandalwood. It's a nice scent. My mum's favourite. She wore it back in the 90s. She still likes it. It doesn't really last anymore. She wore it to a concert maybe a year ago. She sprayed it a couple of times and it did nothing for her. When she got back, she couldn't smell it anymore. So this is not the best performer, but it's a nice scent. And for the price, why not? This costs under €30 for the biggest bottle if you get it on the grey market, on the discounter websites. The next scent is a Liz Taylor perfume. This is Diamonds and Rubies, and people seem to have a love-hate relationship with Elizabeth Taylor perfumes these days. Everyone seems to hate them on Instagram, on TikTok. Even Joan Collins, the Joan Collins, she tried the original Passion for some podcast interview or whatever. I don't know. I just saw the clip. She hated it. She said, well, it ain't no Chanel No. 5. I found that absolutely hilarious. She probably wouldn't approve of Diamonds and Rubies as well, but who cares? I've gone off on a tangent. This scent is an old-fashioned powdery rose with peach and vanilla and some spice, heliotrope, lilac, almonds, whatever. Doesn't really smell like anything. All I get is Trésor DNA and that rose, that strong, soapy rose, which can be a bit old-fashioned for some people, but I really like this scent. It's very comforting. It doesn't last a terribly long time, only about 5-6 hours, but for the price, you can get this for under €20. This is unbeatable. Elizabeth Taylor perfumes, you really get the quality and you literally pay €20 and you get, well, almost designer quality, if not designer quality. The next scent is a current favourite of mine. This is Grain de Soleil from Fragonard. 1999 it was launched, and this is a powdery vanilla scent. Powdery vanilla with cinnamon, jasmine, and lately I've been picking up on the incense a lot. This smells very incensey to me. I'm wearing it today. It is that beautiful, waxy, powdery vanilla, slightly plasticky vanilla from the 90s. You know the kind of vanilla I mean. And it's got heliotrope in as well. Heliotrope makes it powdery, along with the vanilla, the amber, the sandalwood. This is a beautiful scent. It gets even better once it's macerated. The next one is Dior Homme Intense from 2011. Dior Homme Intense from 2011. I used to love this scent. It used to be my signature scent for about 6 months. And wearing it to work absolutely ruined it for me. Absolutely ruined it. I can't stand it anymore. I like it when I smell it, but I can't wear it because of the memories. I absolutely hate that. But it is revered in the perfume community. It is loved in the perfume community. Despite the fact that it smells like lipstick, it's considered one of the best men's fragrances on the market. And I find that really surprising because this seems to be touted as the best masculine perfume by the men here on YouTube who are very insecure about their gender, who wouldn't wear anything associated with, feminine perfumes, or you know what I mean. To me, perfume knows no gender. Everything else is marketing. If you can't see through that, well, that's your problem. I can see through it, and I'm going to wear whatever the hell I fancy. If anyone's got a problem with that, they can shove off. Last but not least, we've got a scent that could be considered a modern classic. It's Prada Candy from 2011. I don't consider this a gourmand at all. To me, this is a powdery, musky scent with, yes, with some caramel, but it's predominantly a soapy, powdery, musky scent on my skin. I've only got 10ml, but I do want a full bottle of this. And the name and the bottle are completely wrong in my opinion because they make you think of that early 2000s aesthetic, Aquilina Pink Sugar, Britney Spears Fantasy. It's not that type of scent. Those two are way sweeter than this. This is an elegant, powdery, musky scent with a hint of caramel and some vanilla, I think. Lovely, absolutely lovely, and it does smell grown up. It does smell elegant. So that concludes my video on powdery perfumes. I shall put some more honourable mentions on the screen. I have to mention the original L'Heure Bleue from Guerlain, which was the grandmother of powdery scents, which inspired perfumers like Sophia Groisman to create compositions like Trésor, Spellbound, Diamonds and Rubies. That has to be mentioned because my channel is also about perfume history, and I've got a full video on the history of Spellbound and how Sophia was inspired by L'Heure Bleue when she created Spellbound, but that's another story for another video for another day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!